Welcome to the second episode of Growing Older Sucks. Well, for the people that were watching the first episode, I know it's kind of depressing hearing that I had cancer and that I'm working on it and everything. And yeah, it really is depressing. So I want to talk about something a little bit more lighthearted. This still has to do with the cancer, but I'm hoping you all enjoy it. So after the procedure that I had done about a year and a half ago, I decided, to go ahead and go on with a follow-on treatment with a doctor, and which is a treatment. It's called GHB. It's a preventive treatment after they remove the cancer to keep me from, getting it again. Well, I thought, hey, great, we got a preventive measure to keep it from coming back. I was supposed to do 12 treatments, and I didn't make the right decisions, and I only did 6 of them. But let me tell you about the treatment. And this is going to may make some of you a little squeamish, especially the guys out there. And women might get a good chuckle out of this. At least I know my wife and my daughter did when they heard me talk about it. So I go into the office, and he said, well, we're going to begin our treatment. And, after having been in the hospital, which was my very first experience with a Foley catheter, which was not pleasant at all. He tells me that the treatment consists of me coming into the office once a week to get a catheter inserted into my penis. Now, if you've never had a catheter in, it's sort of like having a tree trunk jammed up your urethra. I know that it doesn't come close to the pain of childbirth, but it sure felt like it was not supposed to be there. So he said, well, we're going to have to widen up your urethra, and he pulls out this rod with a tapered end on it, and it reminded me of, well, something I've heard of people using for the sex trade. And I'm like, you're going to stick that where? And he says, oh, I'm going to stick that in your urethra and stretch it for you. Why? Well, we have to stick this bigger tube up your urethra and then inject this stuff in so that we can help prevent the recurrence of bladder cancer. Well, I was none too pleased. And he says, well, we're going to give you a local so that to help alleviate some of the pain. And I said, oh, cool. Where's the local going to go? He said, right up your urethra. So he grabs this big syringe and he shoots this freezing cold Novocaine up my urethra, which I think froze my penis for about 20 seconds. And then he sticks this, looked like a little mini butt plug, up in my urethra. And, well, that was not the worst of it. And then he goes, well, we have to leave that there for a few minutes to stretch your urethra out. I said, I'm not liking you very much right now. And he says, well, nobody likes me when I do this. And he says, I'll be back in a few minutes. He comes back in a few minutes and he says, okay, I'm going to send the nurse in. I'm like, oh, so the nurse is going to do this. So she comes in, pulls out the little plug and says, I need you to take a couple of deep breaths. I'm like, why? There was a brief interruption there. Sorry about that. So, going on to the next phase of this, she comes in with this big, long, anaconda-looking tube that she proceeds to shove up my urethra to inject this medicine. I think they were playing tag team with my penis because she would come in, she put the catheter in, and then he came in with this medicine, which he shot up in through this tube, which was very uncomfortable, into my bladder. Let me explain how this Foley catheter thing works. They push it up through your urethra, and it has to go past your prostate. Well, going past the prostate, that's probably the most weirdest feeling I have ever felt. It hurt, and it didn't hurt at the same time. And, yeah, I don't like it at all. So after they're done, he says, okay, I need you to take another deep breath. And I was like, okay. I took a deep breath, and he pulled this pine tree out of my penis. I think all of the pine cones scraped every inch of skin off the inside of my urethra. And he says, well, I need you to go use the bathroom after this. I'm like, you want me to do what? So I go to the bathroom, and I think I pissed volcanic fluid. At least that's what it felt like. And of course, the nurse and the doctor are smiling as if they're, I don't know, enjoying this maybe. I think urologists and their nurses are a bunch of sadists. So yeah, that was the first time, and I had to do that 5 more times. So after that, I was like, I'm not sure I want to go back and do this. I know I should have. I know probably saying, well, you should have finished your treatment. And yeah, I should have. And I'm paying for it now because now I got to go back and do it all over again. So when I get out of the hospital yesterday, um, I have to come home with a catheter, which I happen to still have right now. I'm not going to show it to you. You don't need to see my catheter. Believe me, it's there. It's not comfortable. And, when something's attached to your penis and it's constantly pulling it around and it's inside it, it's like, okay, is this what a dog on a leash feels like? I wouldn't wish this on my worst, well, maybe on my worst enemy, but I wouldn't wish this on any of my friends. So it's been an unpleasant experience. So for all those people out there, take care of your bladder, because if you don't take care of your bladder, you get to go through this stuff. You get to go through the wonderful injections into your bladder through your urethra with a catheter. And so, I think maybe this is some penance I have to pay for not listening to the doctor, that I have to get a catheter every week for probably 12 weeks. And then who knows after that how often I'm going to have it done. But, it's part of the process. I'm in good spirits. I know I'm going to get good treatment. I'm doing okay. The prognosis is good. So I don't want everybody to be depressed for me. I just, trying to tell you the reality of what they do. And it's, it's not pleasant. I don't think any guy I know of wants something shoved up his dick. Even my daughter, when I explained the whole catheterization procedure to her, she was like, oh, no, 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 no. So this isn't something I'd wish on anybody, but, as part of the process, we're going to have some, I'm not going to have any fun doing it. Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm just going to do it and get through it and get healed. And because of this and, the bladder cancer, food, everything else, I'm going on this keto diet. I'm sure you've all heard of the keto diet, right? This one where you cut out all carbs and all sugars, eat lots of protein, lots of fat, get good exercise. Well, I have to admit it works. I've been on it about 2 weeks, and I've lost close to 19 pounds. And people looked at me and they're like, is it the cancer causing your weight loss? And I'm like, no, I'm actually doing something right with my body. I'm cut out the sugar. I've cut out the carbs. I'm eating well. I'm watching what I eat. But, can't eat any fruit. A lot of vegetables I can't eat. No potatoes, no rice, no bread, no starches, no pasta. But the fact that I'm already feeling healthier and I have more energy all the way around is a good sign. So everything's looking good. The keto diet has potential for me, because I'm going to explain this in layman's terms that, I don't know all the proper medical terminology, but basically cancer feeds on sugar. And by removing sugar and those carbohydrates from my diet, I don't give the cancer something to feed on. And when the ketones are produced, when my body goes into a state of ketosis, the ketones are produced. My body uses that for energy instead of the sugar and the carbs. And it's a much healthier way to live and eat. And, we're adopting it around here, around the household here. And it's coming along really well. Having lost the weight I did, I know I'm going to hit a plateau and slow down my weight loss. When I'm starting to go to the gym, working out, and who knows, maybe I'll be Arnold in 6 months. But, I think it'll probably take me a little bit longer than that. But I'm definitely getting back into shape, and I'm feeling a lot better. So please don't feel sorry for me. I don't want that. I want people to know that there are positive steps that you can take to help fight cancer. and I'm doing everything that I can in a very positive way and have a positive attitude about all of this. And I'm gonna be a survivor. I'm gonna be around for a long time to be a pain in the ass to my kids when I'm older and when they're older, and they're probably gonna wish that I had died sooner because of big a pain in the ass as I'm gonna be. My daughter's over here smiling, but yeah. Thanks for tuning in again. Episode 3. I don't have any idea what I'm going to talk about on that, but you know what? Be good to yourselves. Stay safe out there, and thanks for watching. Have a great day.